plan changes, but the goal doesn't. I think when you acknowledge that, you start to realize that there's not just one way to achieve something. You know, I think for the longest time, I've been stubborn about that, you know, and if you know me, you know I'm a Taurus. Hold on, let me wipe my screen. Wipe y'all off real quick. Anyways, I think if you know me, you know I'm a Taurus, and I'm very, very stubborn about everything that I do. I'm very strongly opinionated about a lot of things that I do. And so it's like when I think I found a way that works for me, I stick to that method, you know, and it'll work, but it won't work the most efficiently, or it won't work, you know, the best way, you know, and I haven't tried every way, so I don't know that. I just know that this way has worked before, so it should work again, you know, and that's not always the case. So that's something I'm trying to tell myself now, you know, the plan changes, but the goal doesn't. And it was something that I always knew, but with me being stubborn and being a Taurus, you know, it's something that it slips my mind. You know, we oftentimes live life so fast, or we live life so stuck on just certain things that we forget about principles, or we forget about, you know, the things that'll help us get through those hard moments. And I feel like everybody's experiencing those hard moments at the moment too. That's another thing that I think about. So anyways, I say all that to say, like I said, I'm so repetitive sometimes, redundant, repetitive, whatever, pleonastic if you want, you know. But yeah, the plan changes, but the goal doesn't, you know. Regardless of what it is that you want in this life, you can achieve it. You just got to remember that the plan changes, but the goal doesn't. So don't be afraid to keep trying different things until you get to where you want to be, you know. I feel like if something's not working, you know, stop trying to force that thing to work, you know, and that's really something we can apply in a lot of areas of our lives. But for me in particular, I'm talking about work. Just to give y'all more context, I'm talking about work here. I'm not talking about anything else in my life at the moment. I'm talking about work, even though it might be able to be applied to a lot of different things in my life. But for right now, it's just work. Anyways, don't be afraid to try something different. That's another thing I want to leave y'all with. Don't be afraid to try something different, because just as we spend time living our lives in comfort, we also need to live our lives with comfort and being uncomfortable, because that's how you grow. That's how you get better. That's how you do things to make yourself better, you know, being uncomfortable. At the end of the day, being comfortable just means that you've been in this place before, so you know what it's like. And you can't really expect much change out of that, you know? It's not challenging yourself to grow. And I feel like I'm someone who likes challenge. I like things that help me grow. So, yeah. Anyways, that's basically it for this video. Like I said, keep in mind, the plan changes, but the goal doesn't. And I feel like that'll help y'all get a lot further in life. It helped me just now in this very moment. So I feel like I should have made a video about it.